You know what it's time for? Another pros and cons. Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim Cameron, your realtor for everything Denver, Colorado. We talk about all things real estate across the Denver metro area. So if you are thinking of a move here or in and around the Denver metro area, I'm so glad you came to the channel. Please hit subscribe and reach out to me when you are thinking of making a move, buying, selling, or investing in Colorado. I got your back on all things Colorado real estate. Okay, Lone Tree, Colorado. First of all, where is it? And we'll get into pros and cons of living there. Lone Tree is one of the southern cities of Denver, a nice clean suburb south of Denver, right here on the I-25 corridor. It kind of just wraps right around it. It's in between Highlands Ranch to the west end, and to the east end you would head into the town of Parker, and then it just borders Centennial on the north and Castle Pines on the south. And that brings us to pro number one, is Lone Tree's location and accessibility to the rest of Denver. So Lone Tree being in that south metro part of Denver makes it very accessible to almost anywhere you want to go around the Denver metro area, whether that's straight up I-25 into the heart of Denver and downtown, or you're right on that C-470 loop that runs all the way around Denver. So if you need to get out to the airport, taking that E-470 tollway is a very convenient way to get out there. Or if you're getting up to the high country and you want to take the C-470 loop around the west end of Denver, you can get up to the mountain towns, Evergreen, Golden, even Boulder on that northwest end of the Denver metro area. Pro number two is high quality schools and highly rated schools all across the Lone Tree area. You're going to be in the Douglas County School District, which is one of the highest ranked around the Denver metro area. So if you are moving here with your family and kids and you're looking for a positive, good school district that you want to enroll them in, Lone Tree could be a great option for you. All the schools highly ranked from elementary school, middle school, and high school. So you're in good hands if you're moving into this area. And there's also some very highly recommended private schools and charter schools within the area. If you're coming here and you've heard of Valor Christian School, that is just to the west in Highlands Ranch, so that could be an option for you as well. It'd be just a short drive to the west of where you live in Lone Tree. Okay, let's hit a couple of the cons and then we'll finish up with some more pros as well. Con number one, and the reason and the biggest con that a lot of people say as far as Lone Tree goes, is housing affordability. It is a very exclusive and affluent community, so the median home price for a single family home is $850,000. Now, some of you might scoff at that, coming from maybe a place like California or Chicago, thinking of what the type of home you can get for $850,000 here. But it is significantly higher than a lot of other places around the Denver metro. To put it in perspective, the median home price in a city just south of it, like Castle Rock, is right around $600,000, and in Denver, if you're in that Centennial or Denver area, you're going to be around that $585,000 to $600,000 mark as well. But the quality of the home that you're going to get in Lone Tree is far superior than a lot of the places around. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit on the cheaper end, you can still get into Lone Tree for around $600,000, or you can still get into Lone Tree under $600,000. You just need to know where to look. The Acres Green neighborhood is one that's more affordable in the city of Lone Tree, and it's going to have a little bit more feel of a Highlands Ranch versus the feel of Lone Tree. As we're driving through the communities, you can kind of feel the difference in what homes look in the Acres Green neighborhood versus what they look in Montecito or Heritage Hills, that are significantly more affluent, and you're going to be spending about $1 million plus in those neighborhoods. And if you're open to condos or townhomes, we do have those options available as well, and those you can get into for under $600,000. Okay, another con people have mentioned is lack of public transportation, but let's be honest, if you're living down here and you are in the community of Lone Tree, you probably don't take the bus to work. They do have a light rail station that's very convenient on the I-25 corridor, runs up I-25, so if you want to get up into Denver to, say, a Broncos game or an Avalanche game, light rail there does make it very convenient for that, and then you don't have to pay or fight for parking downtown, or you can take it to one of the downtown performing arts shows or something like that. So okay, another con is traffic on I-25. Since you're right kind of next to the freeway here, I-25 is the major thoroughfare throughout all of Denver. And if you work in, say, downtown or maybe the Denver Tech Center, that's only about 5 minutes north. It's probably going to take 10 or 15 minutes just on I-25 to get up to the Denver Tech Center, where we have a lot of financial jobs and other tech positions and some of the other white-collar jobs around the tech center. Traffic congestion is bad in that area, but to be honest, the rest of Lone Tree isn't really affected that much by bad traffic. So if you're able to stick to some of the city side streets, you're going to have an easy time commuting around the city. Back to another couple of pros. If you live in Lone Tree, you are going to have ample opportunities and options for outdoor living and shopping and different amenities like bars and restaurants nearby. Lone Tree, I wouldn't call it a really walkable town unless you're really close to some of the shopping centers that are just maybe half a mile away from some of the neighborhoods like Lincoln Park and some of the other townhome communities. But you do have a lot of options when it comes to shopping. Not only the Park Meadows Mall and all the shops and stores in there, but other places that are nearby. You do have your suburban amenities like your big box stores and chain restaurants, but you do have a few local options as well, and higher end restaurants that are not nationwide chains. Yes, you are going to have a lot of the suburban chains in this area, but there's a few more higher end local restaurants as well. So a nice mix of that. I don't mind chain restaurants. I like kind of knowing what I get, but every once in a while you do like something that's a little bit more unique, and Lone Tree does have that as well. A con to this is you don't have a lot of nightlife. You do have a small performing arts theater here in Lone Tree, which does offer local shows throughout the year. So if you're looking for live theater, yes, you do have that. It's not going to be as large or as big a scale as the Denver Performing Arts, and you're not going to have the nationwide shows that travel across the country. But if you are a fan of local theater and local shows and different things that the city puts on in different parks and festivals and farmers markets, Lone Tree does have those options for you. There are a ton of family-friendly parks available, as well as a lot of open space opportunities very nearby. So you have the regional Bluffs Park on the southwest end of the city. You can take kids out for mountain biking or hiking, but there's also a lot of just neighborhood parks that are usually just walking distance from your front door. So a lot of opportunities for outdoor living, and that's one of the reasons people move out here to Colorado, is for outdoor living and outdoor activity. With all the sunshine and year-round good weather we do have here, living outdoors is a big draw for a lot of people. And my final con for Lone Tree is there's a lot of construction going on. There are a lot of new homes, townhomes, condos going in all across Lone Tree as it expands to the east end and kind of butts up against that Parker area. So living in Lone Tree is going to be a little bit noisy at times with all that construction going on. Not only the new things that are moving in, but there's always road construction here and there. So it can be a little bit noisier of a community than, say, Castle Pines that's just to the south. But you do have the plus of having more amenities nearby and closer access to the things all around Denver when you live in Lone Tree. But just know that there is a lot of construction happening, and you may have to put up with a little bit more noise than you would in a suburb that's further out. Lone Tree is a really awesome place to call home. You have a lot of outdoor activity, great for families, clean, safe neighborhoods, and high quality caliber of home here. If you are thinking of a move to Lone Tree or one of the other amazing suburbs, guys, you got to hit me up. call, text, or email, and I would love to be your realtor on your move to Colorado. So tell me what you guys thought of this video and hit me up. What are pros and cons of other cities you would like to see featured on this channel?